Hey guys, happy Thursday and welcome to Class with Happy Crafters. We hope that your week is going much better than ours. We've definitely gotten a rough start to the week. Monday, we actually had our power go off in the middle of the day, so we had to go home because it's way too cold here in Morgantown, West Virginia. But then within the hour, it came back on. So we had to temporarily shut down the store, but we got up and running pretty quickly, but we still had a little bump in the road on Monday. And then yesterday there was this supposedly giant storm, which we couldn't really figure out, but a major university, WVU, closed in the afternoon. So it's been a little crazy here around the office, but we are up and running. Everything is good to go. And today we have a really fun class for you, and that's going to be teaching you how to use Glyphs. So it's definitely going to be more software based today, and we are going to be using a PC, our Windows computer here. But feel free to join along at home. We'd love to know where you are watching us from. So if you are watching right now, please give us a comment. Let us know where you're watching. We would love to see how far we're reaching. And then if you have any questions, feel free to write on Facebook too. That way we can answer throughout the class. If we aren't able to answer during the class, because we missed it for some reason, we'll definitely go back and try to help you out after. We're always here to kind of walk you through any tips or tricks that you still need to learn, or if you want to find a better shortcut for. So we actually have a text message service too, which is on our homepage. So if you ever get stuck with any project, we are here for you. So just feel free to write us and we will hopefully give you a great answer. But like I said, today we're going to be going over how to use Glyphs and the best way. So what are Glyphs? Glyphs are going to be certain fonts that have different characters. So for instance, if you have a word written out and maybe the first letter is an S and it's very detailed, it has a lot of scroll letters, almost like a major cursive, and you kind of want to tone it down a little bit, then you can use Glyphs and you can kind of go in letter by letter and change those character details. So that way you can almost customize those fonts. Not every font will have this available for you, but today we're gonna go in and show you where to find them, how to use them, and I know we get a lot of questions on how do you even, use new font that you find on other websites. So we are here to walk you through all of that. And again, comment where you are if we see you watching at home, and we are going to dive in. So just in a second, you're going to be able to see our computer step by step. So let's go through. I have a window open of just some fonts that I have already downloaded, but I know a major question when using fonts for your projects is how do you actually get them into Silhouette? So I've, like I said, already downloaded them, so I'm gonna have a pop-up window that says, do you wanna duplicate? But just to show you guys how you would do it, you would download your font. Once you open it, you'll need to install it. So once you click install, see this is already telling me I've already done it. So I'm gonna say no, but a lot of customers will do the initial download and then they'll forget to install it. You have to do this in a two-part. So let's go to a website that you are able to grab these fonts. So DaFont is really nice. You can also purchase the commercial rates for these as well. There's so many different options, honestly, way too many, but especially when working with your projects, sometimes fonts are the only thing in your project. So you want to make sure that you spend time trying to find the best one for your needs at the time. So there is categories in here between fancy, foreign looks, techno, a lot of script fonts that are popular. So feel free to browse through. You will get stuck on this website for a really long time, so just be careful. But if you wanted to download any of these fonts here, all you have to do is click download. Once you download, you'll need to open it from your downloads, and then you'll have to install. So make sure you do that 2 parts. So download it and then also install here. If you have your Silhouette open, you're gonna need to log out or close it down and then you'll want to reboot it up again. So then your font will now be there. So if you don't see it at first, you probably need to just refresh everything. So sometimes it's just getting out of Silhouette, sometimes it's completely shutting down the system and booting it back up. But that is one way to get some really awesome fonts. And then there's also another website. Well, there's plenty of websites, but we're just gonna show you some of our favorites today. So the Hungry JPEG is also a great font that you can browse through. It also comes in bundles. They also do freebies all the time. We try to keep up with them and post them for you guys on our Facebook, but obviously they have some for really great discounted rates that you can purchase and have forever. These also will come with commercial rights, so you're able to sell. They have a whole fonts tab in here. And so the same way, if you find something in here that you are in love with, you'll just click it and then you can always add it to your cart and purchase it. So download it the exact same way. JPEG is really, really nice because it kind of gives you the breakdown of what you'll actually be purchasing. And if there are any glyphs or manipulations, it will let you know prior to purchasing. But even if you like the font just as is, it's still a great purchase. I mean, this one right here is only $1. So some really fancy, intricate fonts. And I know especially if you're going to be doing a project in bulk, you'll really want to nail down that font for the first one. And then once that hard work is over with, you'll just need to copy and paste. Another great website would be the not Creativation, we did go to Creativation this year, but Creative Market is a great one. And we will also link these to our Facebook so you're able to go back and search through these fonts. But those were just a few. So again, DaFont, the Hungry JPEG, the Creative Market. There's also the Font Shop, and then you can also do your own hand lettering. So if you have amazing handwriting, or maybe you want to have your child write something, make it more sentimental, you could always do that, load it into your Silhouette, and then trace it from there. You can always clean up those lines as well. So we have our Silhouette opened, and for those Cricut users at home, it's going to be very similar to what we're showing you today. So it's not just for Silhouette users at home, but let us know too if you would want to see this class with a Mac. We would be more than happy to show you guys there. But we have the Silhouette, and we do not have the business edition. I have only the free version that I have downloaded from Silhouette America. And I think I've been pretty good about updating it, and you'll want to make sure that you have the latest version as well. So just make sure when it notifies you that there is a update that can be made with Silhouette, I do recommend doing that, so then all your features and tools will come into place. So we are going to be using a font called Banthers. So what you'll want to do first is use your text tool and type out what you are trying to create. So let's go with something a little bit more generic. Happy Crafters for the win. We'll move it in here. It is a little bit hard for you guys to see, so I am going to change its color. Let's go with a purple. Hopefully you'll be able to see that a little better. So I typed my font out. It was an Arial, so let me select it by dragging and highlighting all over the font text that I have created. And now I said I was going to use the font, Banthers. So there is Banthers. And so I chose Banthers because this is going to be a font that does have glyphs. So not all glyphs, or all fonts will have glyphs. There's going to be two types of files. There's going to be a .ttf and a .otf. This one right here, Banthers, is considered an OTF, which is an open type font. So let me go back and kind of try to help you here. I know this part can be a little bit confusing, but when you are getting ready to download your font, it will show you what type of file this is. And right here, this is a TTF. This is an older file. It was created in the 80s, and this was created by Apple and Microsoft to work between both operating systems. But now there is a newer file, OTF, and that will not necessarily have glyphs for you, but those will more than likely have them, especially if they say in your details down here. So this one is a TTF as well. We've already done the hard part and kind of chosen the fonts that we're going to show you today that are an OTF. So if you're ever wondering if there is an actual glyph in that, most of the time they will notify you here saying that there's multiple versions of capital letters and different things that you can choose from, and it'll also tell you the file type. So if it's a TTF, you know it's not going to have any of those changes or character manipulations, but if it's an OTF, there's a high possibility that there is going to be. So those are ways that you can see if there is, but then also, once you click into more details, the website that you're purchasing from or downloading from usually gives you those as well. So that is why we chose the font today called Banthers. It has several character options that we are going to show you. So whatever text you want to manipulate, you'll type it in here. I have chosen my Banthers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it so that you guys are able to see at home the changes that I'm making. So a shortcut for you, we'll give you a little trick here. If you select anything that you want to duplicate, obviously there is a duplicate tool up here, but if you want a faster way, especially for projects that you're going to be doing little shapes and multiple layers of them, you'll want to click what you want to duplicate, hold the Alt tab, and drag. So that was a shortcut. So now if I wanted to, I could select 3 of them at the same time, just hold down the Alt button and then drag your image over 2. So now all I need was 2. I went a little crazy on you there. So let's backtrack. So now I have 2 of the same texts, and I'm going to show you how to manipulate them. So I am going to open up what all your windows should have, and this is going to be under the accessories in your windows, and this is going to be called a character map. So this is going to show us the different manipulations of letters that you can use. So if you go to this font drop down, you'll see all of the fonts in here, and if you see, there's an O right here indicating that it is an OTF file. So that is a little trick for you as well. But like I said, we're going to be using Banthers. So let me go down to Banthers. So here we are. This is going to show you the different characters that they have for each font, and then we'll be able to copy and paste directly into Silhouette. Now if you have the business edition, this is already built into Silhouette for you, so you wouldn't need to use this character map. But for those of you who not necessarily need to take it to the business edition for Silhouette, you're able to do the same thing, but just with a second window open. So if you have a Windows at home, just search for character map, and it should be under your accessories. So now I have my character map open, and I have my text over here in Silhouette. So let's say I am looking at this text here and I'm like, oh my goodness, this S is a little swirly for me. Let's see if there's anything else that I could change in there. So you can kind of look through all of them here. And let's say there's one that I did find that was more simple, and it's still that uppercase letter. So what I could do is I could select it. I see that I want that one, and I'm going to click the select button. So now I see my letter that I want to use right here. So I'm going to select it by highlighting over. I'm going to use my shortcut, Control Copy, Control C. I'm going to go into Silhouette over here. I am going to highlight the letter that I want to change, and I'm going to replace it with a new one. So I'm going to click Control V. So this is a little bit smaller. I'll just need to adjust the size. But now you can see the difference between this letter here and then this letter here as well. So this is just a kind of uppercase font. It doesn't have a lot of script to it, but scripts will definitely change the way that your design looks. They'll overlap sometimes, or the S's might extend out further if that is what you're looking for in your design. But there's so many different ways to manipulate these. Let's go try another letter. So I'm going to open up my character map again. And let's continue to browse through. I do have my advanced view checked off over here. If I check that, and if I go to character set Unicode and then group by, and I'm gonna go all the way down to this bottom, the sub range. And I go to private use characters. Sometimes that brings up more. Let's just go back up to the top. So this is going to show some more manipulations. And again, every font's going to be a little bit different. Some might have 2 full sets of uppercase letters. Some might just have a select few that they have different character sets for. These are a little bit more simpler towards the bottom, and then these have more intricate line details. So let's try to change the F. So if you see up here, see there's that slight curve at the top. It's kind of bending a little bit. Almost looks very like Greek or Latin. Let's say we want to change it to this one. So once you have it selected, again, you'll just press the select button. We're going to highlight over, Control C for my shortcut. I am going to just create a new text just to show you. Oops. Select over, and obviously when I'm showing you, I did not do a good job. Let me copy, and we'll change this one just so you can see it up here. So it did come in smaller, but you can already tell the change that that character shift had. So this, in comparison to the F up above, you'll see that this one is more streamlined. It has straight lines, but this is all within the same Banthers font. So again, these glyphs are just giving you a few different manipulations that you can use to kind of create this custom text, or depending on what your surface is, maybe you do want something that's a little bit more detailed on the side. And we've done a class recently where it was tile letters, and we had both the front letter and the end letter here kind of extend outward. So it looked like it fit that surface very nicely. So again, this was just a brief overview of how to use these glyphs, but there's so many different ways, so many different fonts that you can kind of go in and work towards. But this hopefully was a little bit helpful for you. We actually, just to finish it off, we asked the office around here what was going to be their favorite font that they use for most of their projects. So I do have a list that I will share with you guys. And then hopefully I'll be able to write on the Facebook as well and let you know. I'll write them so that way you can go and try to find them as well. But here is our font share from the office. Drum roll, this is a big one because fonts are crazy. Everyone wants to have the best font. They want to know exactly what they're working with and have all these details. So we have a few that we want to share with you, and these mainly came off of DaFont and the Hungry JPEG. So most of them were free downloads for us, and then some we paid just a little bit in a bundle. But some of our favorites that we asked around, Sarah mentioned Comic Sans. I think we all know that one. That one does come free with your Windows. Some other ones that we did purchase were Amberlin Script. Banthers is what we chose to use today to show you the glyphs. Boyd Detective is a good one. Coffee Morning with Milk. Some of these names can get pretty extreme. Romantic, Secret Garden, Gracias, Always in My Heart, and Tingler Script. So after this video is over, I'm going to go to Facebook and I will give you all of our favorite fonts, which is a pretty cool secret from Happy Crafters. But today, I hope that, I know it was a very short video, but I hope you were able to kind of understand what glyphs are. So it's, again, that character manipulation, especially if you just want to kind of make a letter in there a little bit more subtle. You're going to be able to want to use those glyphs, and you don't need business edition. So you can do it just the way that I showed you here by using a character map, which is already downloaded to your Windows computer. And if you are a Cricut user, just like I said, you'll do it the same way. It'll just look different depending on the mat, the difference between the looks of the softwares. But try to look for those OTF files, and then that will usually give you some sort of manipulation that you can use for your next project. So we hope you guys liked it. Let us know if you want to see this on a Mac version. We'd be happy to do so. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at hello@happycrafters.com. Bye guys.